so judgmental, you're so narrow-minded, you think you're morally superior. Christians are so intolerant. Is that what you hear?
I hear that a lot, that Christians are intolerant. And I'm going to respond to that question, but before I do, I got to define tolerance. For someone to be tolerant, there's got to be something to tolerate. As an example, suppose you like hunting and I like hunting. There's nothing to tolerate there. We both like hunting. We're both in agreement. For me to tolerate you would mean that you like hunting, I don't like hunting, and therefore I am either going to be intolerant to your hunting or tolerate your hunting. But by definition, for me to be tolerant, there's got to be something that I disagree with. And today that term has changed quite a bit, because today to be tolerant means to not have an opinion at all. In other words, if I say I'm opposed to, say, gay adoption or the legalization of drugs, that means I'm intolerant. But that doesn't mean I'm intolerant. That means I simply disagree with that. Look, the most tolerant person to ever live was Jesus Christ. He disagreed with people, but he loved them. And that's what being tolerant is all about. And he calls us to love our enemies. So being tolerant is not so much agreeing with someone as it is disagreeing with them, but still loving them. Look, the bottom line is Christians invented tolerance. Most people don't know this, but the first time it was institutionalized was in Pennsylvania under the Christian minister William Penn. It's the first time it was brought to a constitution and said, we will tolerate every person of every race, of every religion. Christians invented tolerance, and sadly, we are now being accused of being intolerant. But the bottom line is that loving your enemy is the highest virtue in Christianity.
Now, isn't that statement, that very statement, you're being intolerant, is that statement not being intolerant?
That's the funny thing, is that they don't realize their contradictions, because quite often they're saying, you're intolerant. Well, wait a minute, you're being intolerant to my intolerance. So there is a lot of self-contradiction there. The bottom line is that we're called to love our enemies, but we're also called to know right from wrong. And that's the difference with the Christian, is we love our enemies and we do know right from wrong. If you're doing drugs, I need to be able to say, I love you, Eric, but you need to stop this because it's ruining your life. And that's what Christians are called to do.